And in this episode of the show, we're going to be talking a lot about, well, what I think of as the constructed nature of our reality. Now, that won't be the precise content of the interviews we have on the show this week. I mean, it's not going to be quite that trippy, okay? It's going to be a little bit more down to earth. But one of the things that is really important for us to remember if we want to understand current events, if we want to understand politics or economics, is the extent to which our reality is constructed for us, either consciously or unconsciously, by society, by social norms, by the education system, and certainly by politicians, advocates, hidden persuaders, as they were called in a famous book of the 1950s. Many forces out there influencing the way we look at the world. So, for example, in this hour, we will be talking about how many of us have been convinced, without even thinking about it, that what the threat our planet faces, climate change, is somehow our fault, that it's we who did it, that if only we, I don't know, recycled more, or had fewer children, or we're just more thoughtful about how we used resources, that we could save the planet, but somehow we're just not good enough. That's not the case. We have a systemic problem. We have a problem with our economic system. We have a problem with our political system, and we'll be talking about that in this hour. We'll also be talking about how focus groups and other techniques of psychological probing and exploration and manipulation are used to change the way we look at the world. So I think it's very important going forward that we understand that the things we take for granted as being true may not necessarily even be true, or the assumptions we make when we look at the world are just that, assumptions. We need to re-examine them. We're also going to be talking about Social Security with the Deputy Executive Director of the Paralyzed Veterans of America, because one of the things people have convinced us when we have a debate about Social Security is that it's a problem of what Senator Alan Simpson, who I think is one of the villains of the Social Security story, what Senator Alan Simpson used to call greedy geezers trying to extract wealth from younger people. The fact is, as we'll learn from the Paralyzed Veterans of America, a lot of younger people, including a lot of veterans, depend on the Social Security system to survive. So we'll be talking about that. Now, hopefully that'll be a chance. I think most of the people watching this program already know that our reality is being constructed for us by some very cynical people. But hopefully this will be a way of reinforcing the fact that, first of all, that you know that, and secondly, maybe shining just a little more light on the ways that we are being manipulated, because it's so important. The fact is that it's not just important for our own awareness of the world around us, it's important so that we can explain to others what's happening to them. It's important so that we can be effective and forceful, yet sympathetic advocates for change. We need to know not only how we've been misled, but how the people around us have been misled, so that we stop judging them and start persuading them instead.